it will be handy to have a bolster and a block, probably just one block. Yeah, just one. So bolster, a block handy if you have them. If not, thick cushion or a thick pillow or something like that. We're going to take a comfortable seat, and you can always sit against something. We're going to be sitting for about 10 minutes. We'll just do some meditation and also some breath work. Our mudra today is our Brahmara mudra. So the index finger curls in kind of as tight as you can to the base of the thumb, and then the thumb touches the middle finger. Other two fingers are outstretched, and then just roll the shoulders back and down and just rest the backs of your hands onto your thighs. So soften through the wrist there, soften through the elbow. You don't want to be too tight or rigid, and just make sure that the chest is nice and open and the shoulders are nicely relaxed. And then just take a soft gaze down at your floor or the top of your mat, however you're sitting, or you can close your eyes. So take a few deep breaths in through the nose and just sigh out through the mouth if that feels nice. And then just starting to breathe through the nostrils only, in and out of the nose. And just notice if you're holding any tension at all in the face. Try and relax the tension around the forehead, the eyebrows, the temples. Soften the area underneath the eyes, the cheeks, the jaw. Even soften the tongue and the teeth and lips. And soften through the ears and the throat and neck. And each time you soften, just breathe out, letting go just a little bit more of your day. And anything that you don't need here with you in this practice. So being completely present. Now Brahmara mudra, get that out. Brahmara assists in being at ease, setting boundaries for yourself and also for others, of course. And gives you a sense to perfect your balance and your breath. That doesn't mean that we're going to be standing balances, but to perfect your balance of yourself, bringing yourself into balance through the chakra system, through the subtle energy bodies, still working with that through the month of May. So just bringing yourself into balance. And the breath helps with that. So continuing to find that nice, easy breath, fluid, free, rhythmic, in and out. Keep traveling down the body from the shoulders, softening through the shoulders, the rib cage, the chest, the upper back. Holding no tension here. Softening through the navel, the abdomen, the middle and the lower back. Relaxing into the hip joints, the pelvis, the legs. Letting go of tightness and tension that you might be holding in the knees and the ankles and the feet, particularly as we are seated either in butterfly or easy pose here or cross-legged. So be aware of your seat. Make it easy and comfortable. Be at ease and be balanced. So we're going to take a breathing technique as you sit here. So if you do need to move, make that move before we come into our breathing technique of Viloma. You can return to your Brahmara mudra, so which is the index finger tucked down to the thumb and the thumb touching the middle finger. So our Viloma, 3-part exhale breath. So Viloma means breathing against the natural flow. So last week we actually breathed in to the root and out to the crown, which is not the normal way that we would always do our spinal breathing of breathing into the crown and out to the root. So Viloma means breathing against the natural flow, and it is an interrupted breathing technique that you pause briefly during your exhale breath. So the exhale goes down in 3 parts. And the pause can be done on the inhale or the exhale. So take a deep breath in and then sigh that breath out with open mouth. And then begin by taking a relaxed breath to fill your lungs. At the top of the breath, enjoy a small pause. And then as you exhale, gently let the breath out in 3 parts: throat, chest, and belly. So inhale to the top. Enjoy the small pause, the retention, and then exhale 1/3 throat, 2/3 chest, all the way out belly. So repeating that breath for yourself, breathing in, pause, 3-part exhale. If you feel tension or contraction or the breath does not feel comfortable, please release the breath and just breathe normally. And really feel those 3 parts of the exhale: throat exhale, chest exhale, and belly exhale. I'll leave you for a couple of minutes just to work on that for yourself. Maybe 5 or 6 rounds, really slowing everything down and reminding yourself of the pause, the retention at the top of the inhale. And just one final round of Viloma. Breathing normally, in and out of the nostrils. Release Brahmara Mudra. And just notice how that breath felt for you. Maybe you felt some tension when you retained the breath at the top of the inhale. And then there was this momentary of pause as you took each third out of the exhale at the throat, the chest, and the belly. So it takes a little bit of focus to just let a bit of exhale go, let another little bit of exhale go at the chest, and then fully exhaling from the belly. Let's begin to move, bring the knees together. Release the ankles, just give yourself a big hug over the thighs. So we're going to be holding our postures for a number of minutes today, and we're going to be working through the chakra system. So our first posture is our root Muladhara. So coming to your mat for caterpillar or seated forward fold. So legs can be out in front of you, and you can of course use blocks or a bolster to support the head. So if you're using that bolster, it can come out in front of you and you can rest the head there. Try to soften through the shoulders. Maybe you are coming into your caterpillar with no props and just allowing the head to rest down towards the knees. So find your ideal and your comfortable position, bearing in mind that we're going to be holding this for a number of minutes. So don't worry, I won't have forgotten you or forgotten about you. So we're allowing time and breath to release into the hold of the posture. And as we sit here in caterpillar, draw your focus and your breath to the root. Breathe out of the pelvic floor and visualize the deep color red. The Muladhara chakra is for grounding, stability, support, and security. Reminding yourself to be present, Be focused to the posture, letting go of tightness, tension, any muscle contraction or engagement. Go deeper to the joints, to the connective tissue. Breathe slowly, freely, and in balance. As each minute passes, maybe you feel that you are going deeper into a meditative state, finding stillness in body and mind. Working towards an edge where you do feel something. Slow exhales releasing even further and deeper. If you feel that you've built any tension in the last few minutes, let go of that. If you feel that your mind wandered, come back to the sensations that you're feeling, or the focus on your breath. Slowly walk the hands back. Keep the chin tucked towards the chest as you slowly roll up through the spine. Take your time. No rush to bring that head back up. Avoid the dizziness. So as the shoulders come back up in line with the hips, straighten the spine. Feel grounded through the sit bones and then raise the head. Keeping the eyes closed if you can. Just feel what it's like to now be upright through the spine after being there for about 8-9 minutes. May not have felt like that. So gently lift the knees in and take the hands back behind you as you just windscreen wiper those knees out. So yeah, 8-9 minutes in a posture. So second posture, we're going to come to our sacral chakra, our Swadhisthana. So that is focus on our back. If you like, you can use a block to support yourself under the sacrum. So that's a supported bridge. If you like, you can go for the option of the bolster, which is obviously more comfortable. So coming down onto your back there. Maybe you'd like to just draw your knees in first of all before going into the posture, rolling out a little bit through the spine so that you can release into all areas of the spinal column. And then placing the soles of the feet down and then just bringing that block. I'd probably suggest maybe the lowest or the middle level if you're using that block. I want you to make sure that it is really comfortable wherever you're placing it. And dropping the pelvis, feeling the weight of the hips. If you like, the arms can come down by the side of you, but make sure that shoulder blades are spread out, or you might wish to take them back behind you. Lift the spine, spread the shoulder blades, and make sure the neck is nice and long. You're not crunching the chin to the chest or arching through the back of the neck. Soles of the feet are relaxed, toes are soft. Closing the eyes, breathing out, and relaxing into the posture. The sacral chakra is the area of receptivity, fluidity, creativity. And it's not just the sacrum, it's also the front of the body as well. So just below the navel and above the pubic bone. So you can focus on the upper part of the sacrum facing the sky and also releasing into the back chain, the posterior chain of the body as it rests against your prop. reminding yourself that you're in yin. So you want to be holding the pose to find stillness in body and mind, but also to work towards an edge. So feeling something, feeling sensations. Yin is very different to restorative practice. And sitting with any kind of resistance or unfamiliarity and a little bit of discomfort. If there is pain, we want to pull back from that. But sitting with resistance, and understanding why you're finding resistance to something. And for the last minute here, if you wish to, you can just extend the legs fully along the mat into your full pontoon posture. So that's coming from your supported bridge into pontoon and dropping the hips a little bit more so that you have this arc over the quads, the hip flexors and the psoas. And feeling really open here if you went for the pontoon option, trying to relax through the pelvis and the spine. Breathing in, bringing the hands back if they were above the head to the hips, bringing the feet back if you went for the pontoon variation, pressing into the hands and the feet to lift the hips slowly. Take away your prop, slide it out. Take time just to release shoulder blades, upper back, middle back. If you can keep the tailbone and the pubic bone lifting, scoop through the belly, and then roll down the lower lumbar section. Take a moment to just place the feet wide, knees drop in towards one another. Restorative rest pose. Just feel the release as you've taken away that prop. What joy if you had the block. If you had the bolster, that was obviously a little bit more comfortable. And then heel toe the feet in, draw the knees in, and just release a little bit. Massage that whole pelvic and sacral area there. So as we move up through the chakra system, we come to our solar plexus or our Manipura chakra. We stay in recline for that one, and that one would be a twist. So again, your choices. You can choose to let the knees drop over and maybe they are supported by a block or your bolster, or maybe you feel you don't really need them. You can take the arms back behind you, just shift the hips over to the right, and the knees might just come over to the left. So we want to create a little twist through the torso, little axial rotation going on, but a little bit of challenge as well in that twist. So choosing those options. There's always choices that you can make in your postures, and you might be able to lift the head away and then turn the chin and the head to look towards the right hand. It depends on your neck and whether the neck allows that or not for you. And as we move up to the third chakra, the Manipura, this is yellow in color. And the area that guides us through courage, transformation, manifestation. And finding confidence. Really drawing in front and back to the area just above your navel. So the middle of your back. Breathing deep into the digestive organs here. Really feeling them thrive from your breath. Nourishing. Breathing in, if you chose to turn the head, bring the head back first. Then bring the arms down to the side of the body. Then breathe in and lift the knees into the center. Realign the hips and the pelvis. And again, take that restorative rest pose. So feet go wide, knees drop in. Take a moment just to react and respond to coming out of that twist. Then heel toe the feet into parallel, lift the hips, shift them over to the left side of your mat, drop the knees over to the right. Again, arms can stay down, palms face up, or you might wish to raise them up into a loose cactus. Again, supporting those knees either with a block or bolster, or allowing them to just rest down onto the floor. Opening up through the left shoulder, left side, opening the chest to the sky, and then lifting the head and choosing to look towards the left hand if that feels comfortable for the neck. So as you come into the second side, this is, I think, one of the only postures that we've got left and right today. So everything else is symmetrical. This is where you might try and find that balance, right and left. Noticing and observing differences. Maybe they're so subtle. You might feel that you have a deeper or a lesser twist on one side than the other. You might feel that it's easier or more challenging to breathe. Or you might just simply feel more comfortable on one side. And notice any resistance and any discomfort that comes up for you. But if anything's painful, just move until you find a place of comfort that you can hold the posture. Taking a breath in as you lift the head and bring it back into center if you chose that option. Exhaling, hands come down by the side. Inhaling, lifting the knees together into the center. Realign hips, pelvis, shoulders. Take the feet wide. Drop the knees together once more. React and respond as you come out of the twist. And heel toe the feet in, two parallel. Draw the knees in. If you like, you can take them a little bit wider so that the belly is nice and free of the thighs. You can just rock from side to side and circle the knees, lubricating a little bit into the hip joints. And then coming onto your side, this is again your choice, using a block or the more comfortable option of a bolster. If you've got foam blocks, they're a little bit more comfortable. This is called a subscapular release. So we're actually going to be lying on our side on the block. So again, if that's a low variation, you want to kind of feel somewhere. If you want to go for the mid-level option, or you can obviously use your bolster. So you're going to support your head with your hand, and as I say, find that comfortable place where it's going to nestle in, and it's not going to dig. That's better for me there. Okay. Then the knees are bent, just feet are on top of one another, and you're just supporting the head with the hand. So relax, or you might wish to let the head and neck go, depending on how high you are up, depending, again, making sure that you are not pulling into the right side of your neck. So we're on our left side, and if you've got another block handy, you can always use the block to support your head. So choices, but subscapular release. This is coming up into our heart. And again, one step, another option is to take that top arm over and rolling the rib cage open to the sky, maybe taking the gaze up underneath that right elbow. That's it. I found a nice, comfortable place there. So as we come into Anahata, the heart, where the subtle energy meets the physical, the only chakra that meets, a physical organ. And the color is green. So you can visualize a nice deep emerald green here at the center, front and back. And trying to let all of the weight go into that prop. You're not holding yourself up and supporting your side body. I want you to really allow the side body to go deep into the prop, just as the sacral work did when we were in supported bridge. And nice and slowly, if you chose the top arm, you can lower that down to the hip. You can bring your hand out in front of you, releasing, and just press yourself up and change sides. So as you change sides, just take a moment to make sure that you're really comfortable in that block. All the bolster isn't digging in and the corners aren't really digging into your rib cage. I want you to really find the subscapular there, trying to rest all of the weight as much as you can into your prop. Supporting the head with another block if you had one, or the hand. Reminding yourself of the color green as you breathe in to the heart space, front and back. You can choose the option of the arm over the head. Rolling open left rib cage. In the heart area is obviously where we find love, kindness, compassion, but also love for ourselves as well as others. And nice and slowly, if you chose the arm over the head, just bring that back to the hip, bring that in front of you, press into the hand, gently press yourself off of your prop. Take that away and just roll onto your backs and lie in Shavasana. And just notice now your left and your right sides of your body react and respond as you come off of the block or the bolster. And as we move up to the throat or the Vishuddha, this is our throat chakra. So we're going to have a supported fish. Your option again, using the bolster and a block or 2 blocks. So if you are using the blocks, they go in a T shape like that. You got your head on one and then that goes down the center line. Or if you are using the bolster, which is obviously the more comfortable option for supported fish, then you would support the head with a block there or maybe a blanket. So I'm going to go with the blocks. Want to really make sure that if you are using the blocks that it's not digging in anywhere. And you are supporting your head so that you're not extending through the neck. The neck is nice and soft and supported and held. Arms come out to the side, palms face up. You can choose that Brahmara mudra, tucking the index finger into the base of the thumb and then the tip of the thumb touches the middle finger, and you can keep the legs straight or choose the option of butterfly. So soles of the feet come together. Closing the eyes, softening everything into your props here. As we move up to the fifth chakra of Vishuddha, the throat. This is a kind of aquamarine blue. So if you can visualize the entire throat and neck area filling with this blue. And this is the area that governs our speech, our communication, our honesty, and also our trust. It's really allowing yourself to soften and relax everything in supported fish here. And breathing in, breathing out, releasing the mudra, wiggling the fingers, circling wrists, lifting thighs together if you chose your butterfly option, placing the soles of the feet down, and then just resting the elbows, the forearms, just lifting the head gently, looking along the body, and press through the palms and forearms to lift you up. Take your prop away or props and roll down into Shavasana. And feeling what it's like coming out of a supported fish where you've been in this back bend, a very passive back bend. Great to open up the chest, the shoulders, and the upper back. Right, last posture before Shavasana is called crocodile, with a little bit of a variation here. So rolling onto prone position, and you can get your bolster And place that underneath your hips. And then your hands come out in front of you. So make sure that that is underneath the hips there. You can nestle into it. And then holding on to the forearms, you rest the forehead down onto the backs of your forearms. So soften through the chest and the shoulders here. Soften through the hips. Relax through the legs and the feet. This one won't be as long as the other holds. So again, really make sure that it's underneath the hip bones and not really the belly or the thighs. If the neck or the chest is feeling a little bit compromised here, you can soften the arms wide and then take, the backs of the hands together, or you may prefer to put the forehead on the mat. So again, making sure that you find the most comfortable place for you. And just soften everything here. Relax the buttocks, relax the legs, relax the belly, relax the spine. Relax the chest and shoulders. And this is our 6th chakra, our ajna, third eye, area between the forehead, between the eyebrows, the area of intuition, insight, focus, concentration. And the color is indigo. So fill this whole area of your forehead with that color. And taking a deep breath in, deep breath out, lift the head, bring the hands back, and just push yourself back into a tabletop position. The bolster can stay underneath you here. And just sway the hips. A few rounds of cat and cow. See how you feel. So hardly moving, but I personally feel quite open and balanced now. I hope you do too, even after just those 6 postures. And taking a child's pose, you might wish to rest on your bolster. Soften everything here just for a couple of minutes of rest before we come into our final posture of Shavasana and our relaxation for the crown chakra. Just noticing how you feel as you're in child's pose here. Notice the spine, notice the hips, the head, the neck, the legs, the feet, the arms, the hands. Breathe out, let everything go. And then bring the hands by the side of your bolster. Push yourself up nice and slowly, rolling through the spine into kneeling. And just lengthening the spine up. Hands resting on the thighs, rolling the shoulders, releasing the head, the neck. Curling the spine, releasing the spine. So your cat and cow kneeling. And then making yourself warm, maybe using your bolster underneath your knees, maybe a block underneath the head, maybe a blanket. Come into your final relaxation, Shavasana. And so for our last and final chakra, the crown, number 7, Sahasrara, it is at the top of your head. So maybe you just want to touch the top of your head, feel the top of your skull, and imagine that there's this wonderful, clear, white, bright light kind of emanating now, extending out from the top of your head. And Sahasrara, the crown chakra, the area of enlightenment. So maybe enlightenment is just that you have come to the end of this chakra based practice and you've worked all of the body. You have opened, cleared blockages and balanced your body and mind and soul. And that might be your own enlightenment there. So focusing now on the crown of the head and above and beyond it. And that white, brilliant, clear light. And with each breath, you just settle into relaxation without any focus at all. I'll let you know when it's time to come back around. Beginning to take a few deeper breaths now to bring your awareness back into your surroundings, into your room, onto your mat, and into the body. Taking time to wiggle fingers and toes, and choosing to stretch or draw the knees in and roll and massage out. Taking time, roll over to one side, pause there before coming up to a comfortable seat, and make yourself comfortable with the hands at the heart center, Anjali Mudra, as you sit, eyes closed. Facial expression is soft and relaxed, and the corners of the mouth are just lightly turning up in a little smile to yourself. Again, it's this self-love, investing in you, your mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. Opening, clearing blockages, and balancing the chakras provide all you need for modern day life. And finding balance through breath. Always remember to give yourself a big thank you, to your body and your energy. And I thank you. Namaste.